Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Now as you can see here, it says, mayhem on streets of Berlin, anti-lockdown protests turn into violent scuffles with police in Germany, 600 arrests, So yeah, this is basically chaos that's, ensuing on the earth, man. And the Lord is pretty much, plaguing the world again, man. All right, with, plagues of what? Riots, violence, wildfires in Turkey. I'm going to get into that. So this is like basically the strange occurrences of weather in America, destruction of crops everywhere, So I'm going to, and, the unrest of the people. This is the Lord is currently plaguing the earth, man. So I was going to read some scriptures on the plagues of Egypt's beginning. And, I've got some scriptures lined up. I wanted to read a bit of this here. So it said, Berlin witnessed chaotic scenes and violent brawls on Sunday as riot police sought to forcefully disperse anti-lockdown rallies that had been banned by authorities after thousands took to the streets of the German capital. Coronavirus skeptics once again gathered in the center of the German capital, despite the fact that the German authorities had banned as many as 16 protests by opponents of C-19 restrictions. So people are protesting, basically the lockdowns, man. And that's coming again to, right now in Britain, everything's so-called open or whatever. But then, we know it's Esau, right, we're dealing with. He's going to do something where he pretty much shuts society down again, man. And when he does that, people are going to protest and riot all over again, man. All right. So it says some 5,000 people on Sunday joined several spontaneous demonstrations in various parts of the city, according to police estimates. Earlier, the organizers of just one such demonstration, which was eventually banned, said that it might be attended by as many as 22,000 people. All right. So you can see here, they're upset. This is Germany. So Europe, they're rioting, man. And it's coming over here to England. And, it's going to definitely explode over there in Babylon the Great, which is New Egypt. But you can see here from these scenes, I mean, there's no volume to this, but you can see here from these scenes, look at this, man. Police, look what they're doing with the masses, and the people are just brawling. This is Germany. And this is the anti-lockdown. So this is the end of the world, man. If you can't see that, the evidence is there, man, that we're living basically in the times now of the end of the world of Esau, man. All right, we're living in it. So you can see here, I wanted to play some of this here. And this is basically Turkey's wildfires. Death toll rises with hundreds injured. So I'm going to play some of this. So this is just things that are taking place in the world.
Wildfires in Turkey has increased to 8. Firefighting operations continue on the southern and western coasts as hundreds have been injured in the blazes, which are the worst in a decade. The flames have been fueled by high temperatures and the resulting
let this play. There's wildfires. It says death toll, hundreds injured. Remember Turkey was one of the main places that, Jake was ruling. When we ruled it, it was known as the Constantinople, man. All right, in the Middle Ages, and there was a heavy Jake influence there. So the Turks, which are Edomites, the Ottoman Empire, they conquered our people, man. So they're some of the biggest enslavers of Jake, man, beginning over here in Europe. So it's spiritual that the Lord's starting to plague them also, man. Plague the world, man, but plague these
scientists point to global warming as pushing those conditions, but authorities also suspect arsonists behind at least some of the fires. Many people have lost everything. Our correspondent Julia Hahn
so Esau's saying there's arsonists behind some of the fires. It could be true, but how about it could just be the Most High plaguing them, man? But that's Esau's way of explaining it. Oh yeah, arsonists are burning things. Come on, man. This man's just Satan, man.
Gat in the Turkish province of Antalya.
A bat frame. Charred teapots. There is almost nothing left of Hüsniye Okudan's life before the fires came. Her home for more than 3 decades, completely burned out. When the flames tore through her village a few days ago, Husnia tells me she and her husband had to run for their lives. When I saw the fire coming from over there, I was in the kitchen preparing food. We rushed out to the main street and got away. Our house is gone. My belongings are gone. Everything is gone. We were only able to save ourselves. Thank God we are alive. Aerials show the extent of the destruction. The flames turned huge forest areas and entire villages here in Antalya's Manavgat district to ash. Thousands of people had to leave their homes and farms. Most of the fires in the area are now under control, but that's little consolation for the people here. They have lost their homes, their animals, their crops, and they don't know when their lives will return
the Lord's judging them. They lost their homes, their animals, and their crops, man. He said, this is the Lord. Riots, plagues, riots in the planet, unrest, civil unrest, plaguing the earth with plaguing the earth with various weathers, So this is taking place, man. Crops being destroyed. So I'm going to read this here. This is Exodus 7 and 14, because this is when the Lord began to start plaguing Pharaoh, man. And the Lord's beginning to plague modern Pharaoh, which is a so-called white man, because Esau rules the world, all right? The so-called white people rule the world, man. Edomites. And the Lord's beginning to plague their world. And their main hub is Babylon the Great, which is America. And the Lord's beginning to plague them, man. And they're all over Europe. They're all over the place, all right? They're the ones in power. Exodus 7 and 14. It says, and the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hardened. He refuseth to let the people go. Referring to the Israelites. Get thee unto Pharaoh in the morning. Lo, he goeth out unto the water. And thou shalt stand by the river's brink. Against he come, and the rod which was turned to a serpent shalt thou take in thine hand. And thou shalt say unto him, the Lord power of the Hebrews have sent me unto thee, saying, let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And behold, hitherto thou wouldest not hear. Yeah, so he told him, look, let my people go so they can serve me. But Pharaoh said no. And it's the same thing today. The Edomites, they're not trying to let Israel go, man. Israel's, where 2/3 of our people, they love Esau anyway. But nevertheless, Esau doesn't want to admit we're the people of the Lord. He doesn't want to give us our freedom, man. It's the same thing. So it says, and we're saying the same thing. We're saying, look, we're the Israelites, man. We want everything back. We're gonna get everything back through the Spirit of the Lord. But Esau, they lie, they slander us, they lie upon us. They don't want to, truly free us, man. All right, and then they're not gonna, because they're the devil, man. The Lord's gonna free us. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So it says, and thou shalt say unto him, the Lord power of the Hebrews have sent me unto thee, saying, let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And behold, hitherto thou wouldest not hear. Thus saith the Lord, in this thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Behold, I will smite with the rod that is in mine hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they shall be turned to blood. So that was a plague. The Lord said, I'm going to smite your rivers and turn them to blood, man. Okay. It says, and the fish that is in the river shall die, and the river shall stink, and the Egyptians shall loathe to drink of the water of the river. Exactly. So the Lord started plaguing them, made their rivers blood, man. Their livestock were dying, man. The fish was dying in the rivers that they had. Because that they were damn sure eating a lot of fish and that, man. The Lord started killing them. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, take thy rod and stretch out thine hand upon the waters of Egypt, upon their streams, upon their rivers, and upon their ponds, and upon all their pools of water, that they may become blood, and that they may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone, man. So this is what the curses, man. And Moses, verse 20, it says, and Moses and Aaron did so as the Lord commanded, and he lifted up the rod and smote the waters that were in the river in the sight of Pharaoh and in the sight of his servants. And then all the waters that were in the river were turned into blood. And the fish that was in the river died, and the river stunk, and the Egyptians could not drink of the water of the river, and there was blood throughout all the land, you know. So this is what the Lord did. He basically turned their rivers into blood, you know, killed the fishes, you know, and you know, when you read further, the plagues went into what? Into their livestock, killed the firstborn of all their livestock, cattle. Same thing the Lord's doing over there in Turkey, man. You heard what that lady said. She said that all of the only thing that survived is them, but all their livelihood is gone, basically. That's the Lord judging them devils, man. All right? That's the Lord judging them, man. 2nd Ezra 15, and I'll start at 11. It says, 2nd Ezra 15:11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and I'll read it from 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. And this is fast forward to modern Egypt, America, which is Babylon the Great. And all over the world where we are, Egypt, we're in bondage. We're in a state of bondage, all right? We're in slavery, all right? It says, I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and will smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. And this is what the Lord's doing now. He's smiting the modern Egyptians, the Edomites, so-called white people, with plagues as before. All right, with the plagues that he smit the Egyptians with in the ancient world, he's beginning to smite the modern Egyptians, which is Esau, with those same plagues, man. Wildfires, the death of their cattle, now I've even seen online rivers turn to blood, man. All right, and this is happening all over the planet. Okay, it says, with plagues as before, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague, and the punishment that the Lord shall bring upon it. And this is what the Lord's doing. He's starting to plague these Edomites world, man. And these people out in society are mourning. All right, yeah, Esau's so-called open clubs and pubs and whatever for peoples to so-called enjoy themselves, but in the back of a lot of people's minds, they know there's gonna be another lockdown. You know, things ain't what it once was, basically. So there's a state of mourning out here, man. But it's gonna get worse. All right. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues, and the punishment that the Lord shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world, that's the destruction that's coming, that nuclear destruction, all right? That's going to destroy America and various parts of this world. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. I mean, that's the point, man. You know, woe to this world, and that the Lord is starting to plague Egypt with, well, modern Egypt, which is the America and the rest of the world we're living in, you know, England, Turkey, Europe, parts of Europe where Esau dwells. The Lord's beginning to plague them, man. All right, we can see this clearly. So we're living in these end times, man, and more plagues, more destruction, more wildfires, more whirlwinds, more earthquakes are coming, more death and destruction's coming, man, to Esau. All right, and we know that that's Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you know, bringing these things, man. So, you know, with that, I'm just going to say all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Quadash. Shalom, shalom.